What's up, guys, and welcome back for another Diablo 3 set dungeon guide. This one's going to be going over the Witch Doctor Zuni set. Now I'm going to go over location, the gear, the skills, and kind of just commentary over my mastery run to give you the strategy on what I did to complete it relatively quick and easy. So starting off with the location of the set dungeon, you're going to go to Act 3 and then go to the core of Ariat, right? You're going to port right over here. And then once you're in here, you're just going to go right up on, follow the left side of the wall here. There'll be mobs here and cleared, all that good stuff. Get this guy down. Get out of my way. Oh, legendary drop. Go all the way up. It's probably like halfway through this zone. You can see it on the mini map there. It's right here. As long as you have the 6-piece set bonus for Zunis, then this will show up. Alright, now just going over the objectives for the Zuni set dungeon. You have to grip 150 enemies in the primary zone of Grasp of the Dead, and then you can't allow any enemies within melee range. And for mastery, which is what we're going for, you need to complete both objectives and kill every mob in there. And I'll kind of show you how to do all that. So this is just kind of an overview. This is the map for this set dungeon. It's an open concept map, as I like to call it, and my first run through here I tried just following the wall around, but it's actually more effective if you just kind of offset yourself from the wall a little bit so that your minions and everything can kind of clear in a 180 around you. They'll clear a lot quicker as well. So other than that, just clearing it all, just, you know, I don't know, treat it like mowing a lawn, I suppose. You know, just do like laps. Once you come out of that initial starting area and come down, just, you know, offset yourself from the wall a little bit, go all the way to the end, and then make a U-turn and come all the way back up. And then you should have enough time to clean up all the stragglers. Alright, just going over the gear here, we're going to be using everything except for the headpiece and the offhand for Zunis. Your gems, just put, you know, topaz in there, and then put a diamond for your CDR in the helm. Now, for your weapon, you'll be using Sacred Harvester, which you'll be using, will give you 10 stacks of Soul Harvest. Now, I don't really use Soul Harvest. I didn't end up using Soul Harvest pretty much at all in my run because I don't like getting that close to mobs in order to get the stacks. So this is kind of, you can probably do without this. If you don't have it, you can probably go with any other ceremonial knife that you might have laying around. For your rings, you're going to be using Shortman's Finger, which is going to break up Gargantuan into 3 little dudes. And then you're going to be using, obviously, Zuni's Pox is going to be in one of your other ring slots. You can also just opt to use a Hellfire Amulet to get a 5th passive. You know, this one came with Tribal Rights, but, you know, you can probably end up just putting pretty much anything in here. Bracers are going to be the Wars Enchant Arm Guards, which will give you a little bit of movement speed when you break breakable objects. But for the most part, you're not going to be worrying about going too fast. Maybe at the end when you're like cleaning up. But when you're actually running this set dungeon, you're going to be kind of going a little bit slower, more methodical movements, so you don't get into melee range with anything accidentally. For your belt, you're going to be using Belt of Transcendence. This is going to allow you to get even more minions up, which will help you clear a lot, which also will help protect you from guys getting too close to you. The big one in this build is going to be Wilkin's Reach. This is going to allow Grasp of the Dead to no longer have a cooldown, so you can just spam it. For the cube, we're going to be using Roll Ring of Grandeur, which is how we're able to drop a set item here and still get the bonus. Leoric's Crown, which is going to give us a 100% increase on the CDR in our helm. And then NGM, which will help us, you know, with our cooldown after we kill an elite pack. Now going over all of the skills, you're going to be using Grasp of the Dead. You have to use it. It's part of the requirement with Unbreakable Grasp. And then Piranhas with Piranado, kind of standard, you know, use of this skill. And this is going to help you keep guys away from you too. If you got guys coming at you, just throw a Piranado on them. You know, kind of float them up in the air and, you know, stall them while you can get out of the way. And then Gargantuan with Humagroid. Spirit Walk with Severance. I didn't use Spirit Walk a whole lot, maybe near the end, because you don't want to like grab Spirit Walk and then, you know, run and go right into a group of guys and, you know, fail your run. Fetish Army with Legion of Daggers, and then Soul Harvest with Soul to Waste. And already, like I touched on before, you're probably not going to use all this a lot. You can get close enough to get the stacks, but it's better safe than sorry. You might want to just keep yourself extremely offset to keep your run, you know, solid. As far as your passive skills go, you can have Fierce Loyalty, and then Gruesome Feast, Competence Ritual, which is going to give you additional damage to enemies within 20 yards, and then Midnight Feast. You have one additional dog here, and then Fierce Loyalty will give you an additional zombie dog here, but we're not using that. We're basically using it for the bonus increase for Gargantuan and Fetishes. And this one is going to be the damage boost for Gargantuan as well. And then Gruesome Feast is health. You're healed by health globes, gaining 10% maximum life. Just a little bit of survivability, nothing too crazy. All right, so just going over the footage here. I'm just gonna commentary. Let you kind of see what a run looks like and kind of what you're gonna go through. You're gonna come into this small area here. There's usually like 2 packs or so. It's kind of RNG though, but the way you're gonna be playing this is gonna be using Grasp of the Dead, and you're gonna be casting it everywhere. Paint the ground. Every time you see a mob, throw it on them, because your minions are going to kill things pretty quickly. You don't want to not get your 150 gripped guys, so you want to kind of get ahead of them on the damage. This is a long hallway here. You can just kind of like you can hold down on your left mouse button and just kind of like hit shift, kind of shift walk down here, just kind of paint it, just so you don't miss anybody. Now, just like in anything in Diablo, whenever you're fighting or targeting anything at the bottom of the screen, your visibility is going to be really, really bad. So one of my main objectives here was to push a little bit further down here, so I can start going down the long axis of this map, so I can actually be targeting in the corner of the screen. Obviously, your best visibility is going to be when you're actually moving up the screen and targeting upwards, but you're just going to want to kind of keep this in mind whenever you're progressing through here, so that you can maximize your visibility and you don't run the risk of anything getting into melee range. But what I'm going to do here is, since I'm kind of offset from the walls, I'm kind of going down the center for the most part. It's going to allow all of my minions to kind of kill things all around me, which is going to speed up the run considerably. I can kind of pick guys off, go into little areas like this where there's fences that you might get hung up on while you're trying to clean up at the end. But I guess the best strategy here would be just kind of like, stay in the center of the square. Just kind of make a big circle around. You're going to be able to like clean up the walls or any corners at the end much easier, as opposed to if you just follow the wall, all the way around and then kind of like worked your way inward. Because if you try to work your way inward, chances are you're going to get yourself surrounded. So you're going to have to just kind of like, take it lane by lane. As you see here, like even if you're spamming this, you're still going to be watching that progress on the first objective. Once you actually get the 150, then you can start using Spirit Walk and all that stuff to kind of move around a little bit quicker. But the last thing you want to do is move too quick and your minions kill everything or more than they need to, so you can't actually get that first objective complete. Obviously stay away from Molten, that's a good thing. I guess for your neck piece, if you don't want to use Hellfire Amulet, you could probably use the Fire Immunity Amulet there, so you don't have to worry. But if you're close enough to be in Molten when they die, you're probably too close anyway, because that's pretty close to what melee range would be considered. I get pretty close to some guys in here, and you have to be careful with that too, because a lot of these guys will come straight for you. Keep spamming your Fetish Army too to bring up those additional minions. Pretty much on cooldown, just keep spamming it. And that'll keep enough of your guys, enough of your fetishes up that they'll kind of create a block for you. And they're going to kind of match your movements for the most part as you move through this. As you hear, I'm at like 1-4. I got 8 guys left, and then I'm going to start like kind of shifting to another strategy, which is going to be like the cleanup strategy for the most part. We got like 8 dudes. It's probably yeah, this huge corner up here I ain't even touched yet. So I'm just standing here. Anything that I see, I'm just throwing Grip of the Dead on it, just making sure I got it. As you see, I get it there. Now I'm just gonna switch to try like using Tornado for the most part. I'm still actually laying down Grip because it does still have benefits as far as damage and everything is concerned, and just kind of like crowd controlling, because I'm still very conscious about anything that's getting close to me, trying to keep them at a distance. Now I have 1 dude left. This is always the fun part. Now I'm going to use Spirit Walk. I'm going to keep my eye on all the corners in the mini-map, so if I see a skeleton or a skull on the mini-map, I'm going to back off. But he's right there, and we found him. Not a big deal. Pretty easy, just got to be really slow, methodical, and just kind of think about all your movements and just keep spamming Grip of the Dead. But anyway, guys, that is it for this set dungeon. Pretty easy. I would say it's actually pretty enjoyable. The gear requirement is not horrible either. I mean, you know, Wilkins Reach is really, really important for this. And then the Belt of Transcendence is also really important. And as far as damage goes too, Shortman Finger, anything that's going to buff your pets is going to be extremely crucial. I hope this video helped you complete the mastery for this set dungeon. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more gaming content, then hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.